When stretching for your middle splits, I suggest you wear socks so it's easier to slide into it. We will start out by doing a plie in second. You're going to use your hands to push your legs back, and your goal is to make it into a straight line. You can start out by using your hands to push on your knees, then switching over to use your elbows. You will put most of your weight on one side and push the opposite leg back, and vice versa. Next is the butterfly. You want to keep the soles of your feet together and push your legs down. This exercise is stretching out your hips, which is key to your middle splits. Start by pushing one leg at a time and then attempt pushing both at the same time. Now lean forward holding it there and then lean to the right and left side, keeping your butterfly as low as possible. How is my butterfly so low? This is what I did. Have someone sit on the chair and push you down. It's all about stretching past your boundaries.
Count 1, 2, 3. Don't you slide the music there into it? Won't you dance with me? Find a place and lose it. You can do it. Won't you dance with me? Move your feet and feel it in the space between. You gotta give yourself a moment.
Sit and straddle, lift yourself up, and push forward. Your goal is to sit so your legs form a straight line. Remember to keep your hips turned out as you go through this exercise. Bringing your pinky toes close to the ground indicates that you are turning out your hips. If your toes are much closer to the ground, then you're turning in your toes and you're turning in your hips, which isn't what you want. And when you're going through these positions, don't place yourself where you feel comfortable. You won't improve that way. Put yourself in a spot where you might even feel a bit of pain and hold it there. Think about reaching out as far as you can and almost like someone is pulling on your hand towards that direction. This next stretch is like doing your middle splits but with your legs bent. You need to make sure that you are not leaning so far forward or this stretch will be useless. Place yourself in the middle where you can feel centered and feel your hips opening. Throughout the time you're holding it for, continue to push yourself lower and hopefully one day be flat. Now just pull through into your frog and try to keep your pelvis, legs, and feet flat on the ground. You need a second person for this stretch. You're going to be in second position with your feet turned out. Have someone place their feet on your knees and push towards the wall. Now you are going to lower down and your goal is to be sitting on the floor and then come back up. This is an extremely effective hip opening exercise. I'm going to show you 2 wall exercises. This first one is hugging the wall, and you can do this stretch by yourself, but it's helpful to have a second person. You're going to lift up and push forward. Push to a point where you feel the stretch a lot and try inching a little closer to the wall throughout 3 minutes. Ultimately, you want to be parallel to the wall. And by the way, you're going to be sore after each of these exercises, so make sure to shake it out by hugging your knees and just kind of like rolling around. For the second wall stretch, you need to have your bottom touching the wall or otherwise the stretch won't work. Lower your legs as far down as you can and push to where it hurts. If you are in a comfortable position, there won't be improvement. Make sure you keep your legs even in height and throughout the time push your legs towards the ground. This is my favorite and personally most effective stretch for my middle splits. It is definitely painful, and when you come out, you'll probably be like me where you can't even move your legs. I had to speed up the footage because it took me so long to get out of it. But honestly, just think, the more pain, the faster the improvement. This is how you should get into your middle splits. Your toes will be towards the ground. Make sure you aren't leaned forward too much because it will not be the correct positioning. You want to place yourself in the center, and if you aren't super low, you can use your elbows to stay up. Now, you're going to hold it for 5 minutes, and I know that sounds crazy, but trust me, it works. I survived, and so can you guys. With time, it gets easier. Push yourself as low as you can, or even better, have someone else push you lower. Now, I'm going to show you me pushing past my limits. Some people are born flexible, but the majority of them had to work for it by stretching their boundaries and going through this pain to where they are today. So why haven't I gotten my middle splits? I've honestly been lazy about stretching it because hip flexibility is my weakness, but I'm determined to get it, so I'll notify you guys through my social media when I do. My friend Katya, who is on a company team at her studio, told me that she got her middle splits because her teacher just pushed her all the way down. She was never able to get it until her teacher pushed her to the floor. So remember when you are stretching for your middle splits or any flexibility trick. No pain, no gain. And don't expect to get a flexibility trick in one day. It takes time and patience.
As we get down in a roll below, caught up in an overflow. My hands, your bones, wide-eyed, you look at me, set on fire until the dream. Spin around, you can feel the breeze. Count 1, 2, 3, and don't you stop the music.
A little update. I just tried to have my little sister push me all the way down into my middle splits. I even had her stand on me. I was willing to push past my limits and just push into it. Unfortunately, she does not weigh enough, so she just couldn't push me all the way. But my friend Katya is going to push me all the way into my middle splits next time she comes over. So I'll be sure to record that and post it on YouTube so you guys can see pushing past my limits. But honestly, what I just did there was pushing past my limits because it was really painful and I went down. Like, it may not seem like a lot, but it is so much when you are the person doing it. You just feel that pushing, like, but it's all worth it, I promise. Like, I'm going to be super sore tomorrow, but that's okay. I mean, it's all going to be worth it. Let's get on with the video. The reason why I'm not super low in my middle over splits is because right after my little sister pushed me, it's really hard to get back into your middle splits. So one thing I want you guys to keep in mind is, let's say you're stretching like a lot the first day, and then the next day you come back and stretch, but you're like even less flexible than you were the day before, and that is completely normal. It's just, I don't know, it's just your body kind of tightens and stuff like that, but you just gotta keep working past through it and, you know.
As we get down